Okay, good morning. Yes, today we have you have already uploaded 5, 6 draft proposals to they are going to they present today. Then that should be number 54, number 16. There are many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 presentations to be held today. Therefore, now we take one by one. But before starting that the presentations, but I want to see that the other students will come to the system. There are only one student. Please log on to your system. Then it is very much easy to follow you, that you are in the line, on the line, and I can call you one by one. Therefore, please, to all students, please come log on to your system. Okay, we'll take first one. Are you ready? There are 3 students in front of me who is ready for the presentation, the first one. Are you ready? Which one you are one? Can you please tell me that your number? This one. RMASP Samarkon. Okay. Yeah, now Samarkon is going to present now the first presentation. It's better to come here. Yeah, otherwise the camera will.
Good morning. My topic is effectiveness of tax incentive for attracting foreign direct investment in Sri Lanka. Here, studies examine the impacts of tax incentives for attracting FDI in Sri Lanka. Here I get the period from 2000 to 2014. This is because of details are not available some of the years, so I take this period because of that. The background, when we get the background, global needs for the investment is 5 trillion per year to 7 trillion per year. Sri Lanka as well need a lot of investment because of the requirement of dollars. Therefore, normally governments give the tax incentives to attract foreign direct investment. So here I am going to do. I am going to fill up the gap of information. What kind of relationship is there with the tax incentives or reduce corporate tax rates with the foreign direct investment inflow into the Sri Lanka? Here I have mentioned some of the uh, tax incentives in Sri Lanka for examples, and the overview has mentioned here. Uh, then my
Yeah, can you please explain that you are the problem?
yeah, this is my problems. I want to get the answers for whether FDI have been increased due to the tax incentives. Then what kind of relationships exist FDI and CIT rates, and how much of foregone revenue occurred due to tax incentives. Those are my research
No,
questions.
that is not a problem actually, Samarakon. Now, the problem should be now tax effectiveness tax incentives. There are tax incentive systems in Sri Lanka for attracting foreign direct investment. That is, your topic is clear, but you should clear about your problem. What is the problem? Tax incentives are there, foreign direct investments are there. Then there is no problem, no. Why you say that there is a problem in tax incentives and foreign direct? Then you have to prove it, even though that tax incentives are implemented or proposed by the each and every government during the last 10 years, our foreign direct investments has not gradually increased.
Problem
Then there is a problem. Then there is a problem. Why? The tax incentives proposed by that each and every budget proposals, they expected this type of foreign investments. Foreign investments. But, however, we failed to obtain that foreign investment due to some reason. Then your problem is they find out the reasons for not increasing that foreign investment instead, even though that they propose. That's the problem. Okay, okay. Now clear about. Okay, go ahead. And your problem is, can you please explain now problem?
Yeah. Now, as per the explanations given by sir, my research problem should be why our foreign direct investment has not increased over the past few years as per the given tax concessions or tax incentives.
Yes.
That is my problem statement.
Yeah, you have to provide the information, that you can get some information and sell in that and prepare a graph or the table or something like that and show it. Now see that the expected foreign investment on the budget proposal is there, but not reach that targets. Therefore, that there is a problem. Then what are the reasons? That your research is to find out the reasons. Okay.
These are then should be reasons. My
No, reason should be, by doing the research, you have to find out the reason. If the reasons are there, don't do research. Okay, don't review the reasons now. But anyway, that you can hypothesize that reasons, but to find out the reasons is that your objective. Okay, now objective. Tell us that objectives. Main objective of this research is to see.
The main objective of this research is to see the impact of reducing corporate tax rates and giving tax incentives for attracting foreign direct investment at aggregating and measure the foregone revenue.
Due to this. Okay, that is okay. But instead of that explaining the reasons of giving tax incentives and corporate tax rate or something like that, you have to say the common tax incentives. That
Yeah,
your
sir.
topic says that tax incentives, no?
Yeah, so the thing is,
No, later on you explain. Later on, The variables of tax incentives is corporate tax, the tax holidays,
And
customer.
the
These are variables, but you commonly say the tax incentives.
Then literature review.
Okay.
Literature review part is there, sir. Yeah,
You have to provide that evidence. Okay. And theory is okay.
Tax incentives and foreign direct investment theories have been explained.
Okay. FDI. Okay, good.
Then chapter 3 methodology. Here I have taken the period 2000 to 2014. That is because of the data availability. Depend on the data availability. Then the
No, don't say that data availability, that is subjective matter. Again, they all was many students says that data availability, therefore I take this study period. No, don't take that. It is not a very good argument or very good justification of your period. But you justify that 2000 to 2015. Now, there are a lot of reasons behind in the country.
Another reason is main tax incentives has started from 2002 to 2003, and after
Then there is a very good reason to justify that. Then it started 2000 in previous the government, and they introduced 2000 this type of proposals. There are some reasons behind that. Then you say that this is a reason. Yeah, that's correct. Don't say that data availability, therefore that I select this period. And even if you have the data, take that to after 2014. No, not 2014 is good. Yes, that's okay.
Uh, the paper is primarily based on the secondary data,
Okay.
but summarizing relevant research documents and annual reports by the Central Bank, Department of Inland Revenue, Department of Customs, Board of Investment, etc. And another thing is I have going to do some direct interviews with the relevant officials of these government bodies.
But for getting the information, you can talk about that government officers. But analyzing the data, it is very difficult because that you are doing that the statistical analysis.
I am going to do the mixed approach.
Mixed approach. So, no problem.
In order to analyze data obtained from the reviewed economic and financial reports with the primary data comprehensively, both descriptive and inferential statistics will be
Can you
applied.
explain that hypothesis?
Yes. Below I have hypothesis development. This is the hypothesis. It's not there is no significant impact of tax incentives on foreign direct investment in Sri Lanka. Hypothesis 2, there is a significant impact of tax incentives in aggregated foregone revenue. Hypothesis 3, non-tax factors has no significant influence in attracting FDI in Sri Lanka. Then the statistical method, I'm going to use the SPSS by using this multiple regression and analyze the data. Dependent variable is foreign direct investment. Independent variable is corporate tax rates. Then control variables.
Dependent variables is what?
Dependent variable foreign direct investment.
Foreign direct investment. Independent?
Corporate tax rates.
Corporate. Not only the corporate tax rate, but you have tax incentives, no? Tax incentives. Under the variables, you can find out one corporate tax is one. Take more. Corporate tax is one. And
value-added tax.
Well, I don't know. Take that many variables. Otherwise, one-to-one is not enough for research. Therefore, take that many variables under independent variables. Tax corporate under the tax incentives, take 5-6 variables, and FDI is one. It's okay.
Another one is so independent variables.
Yeah, independent.
Value-added tax rates, BOI
schemes, tax holidays, tax holidays.
Yeah, tax holidays and custom reductions. I can get these.
Yeah, and nowadays they propose what is that the residents.
Yeah, so 300.
Over 300. And then you can say in the the what do you call the background, you say nowadays the finance minister proposed residency for those who are producing $300,000 for the country. These are some incentives. Then what type of incentive, even whether we expect that type of incentives from foreign direct investment from giving the tax incentives, why the last 14 years, even though that we produce this type of the incentives to the proposed by the finance ministers, but not increase that. Then there's a problem. Can we achieve that type of targets in the future? That's your problem. They're very good.
Then the conceptual framework.
No, it is complicated now. Don't do that complicated one. FDI is one.
Sir, this is for fiscal incentives. This is non-fiscal incentives. Other factors. Very easy one, sir.
Then lot of variables are here, but going here and there. We all should go this side. What is this? Positives.
Positives and negatives and positives. Then cost of tax incentives.
Don't do that complicated this type of framework, because that you are doing that only the proposal and for the master level. This type of the complicated one is suitable for the PhD studies and further studies. Therefore, take the simple one, simple conceptual framework. It is we all can understand well. Okay, 3-4 variables and FDI, and see the. Okay, prepare the simple one. That's all.
That's all.
Okay, good. I think that you understand. How many articles you found?
Here I have mentioned 10-15 articles.
Okay. Central bank reports are much important, and also the budget proposals.
Yes. And also
last 14
some
years.
Department documents in our library.
Yes, very good. Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I will. Proposal, the overall topic is good. Effectiveness of tax incentives for foreign direct investment. It is very, very much clear about that independent variables. Independent variable is tax incentives. Dependent variable is foreign direct investments. And lot of theories coming under the foreign direct investment, and also that tax incentives, tax system in Sri Lanka. Now, his objective is to find out whether there is a link between the foreign tax incentives and foreign direct investments in Sri Lanka. For the overall problem, even though that he has not clearly mentioned that the background and justification of the problem, I helped him to justify that what is the problem. Now, problem is clear, because that he said that the researcher found that the tax incentive system has been introduced by Sri Lankan government in 2010 to attract that foreign direct investment from 2010. Now, from 2010 to 2014, there are 14 budget proposals submitted to the parliament, that each and every budget proposals include the tax incentives for attracting foreign direct investments, and their targets are there. They've all figures are there. Then the researcher can find that whether the tax incentives, given tax incentives in the last 14-15 years, even though that tax incentives are there, whether that foreign direct investments has been gradually increased or not, or achieve the targets, then that is the problem. That is the problem. Then justify the problem and say now the foreign direct, as according to that government targets, Even though change in the government, their target were there, whether they achieved or not. If not, why? What are the reasons? Is there any significant impact or the relationship between the each and every tax incentives and the foreign direct investment? Tax incentives in conceptual framework, even though that his researchers the conceptual framework is a little bit confused, then I propose the simplify is the conceptual framework. It is very clear foreign direct investment is the dependent variables. Independent variables are tax incentives. Tax incentives, you can take the tax incentives more than 100, but reduce into 4, 5 and categorize into 4, 5 and under the 50, 60 variables should be under the each and every category. Take that 5 categories, that's enough. Under that category, you have many variables. Then take that figures and correlation analysis. So the you can find out the correlation or the impact of. Then find out statistically, you can prove that there is a relationship between independent tax incentives and the foreign direct investment. That's enough. Okay, thank you very much. And your idea is good, but you have to brush up your proposal further and finalize the first draft. And we'll see that at the end of the next month, before your final presentation, we'll see the final draft proposal. Okay, thank you very much. And for another one, who is okay, come. What is your number? 59 DS Kumara. Yes, come. Come in. WDSI Kumara, number 59.
So the topic which I have selected is cash flow and financial performance of selected food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka. So what I am going to research in this one is whether there is a relationship between cash flow and corporate performance. So in order to measure the corporate performance, I have selected return on total asset. The reason is actually the cash flow is prepared on cash basis. It shows receipt and payment of cash.
Okay, now Kumara, just go back to your the topic. Cash flow and financial performance of selected food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka. Don't write that in the proposal. So topic itself, the selected food and beverage companies, because normally we take the sample and summarize it, but don't write the selected food and beverage. Cash flow and financial performance of food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka. That is okay. But in the sample, you can say that I get that only 50 or 60 samples of that food and beverage company. Therefore, delete that word selected. Then your topic should be cash flow and financial performance of food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka. Okay. What is then justify your problem?
So I have justified the problem. Now, as I said, cash flow is a crucial factor in any organization, which it shows movement of cash and management efficiency, how they have used cash, and it is working capital. Now, what is now, even though a company statement of comprehensive income shows a huge profit, sometimes it may face problems without having adequate working capital. But the return of capital, return of total asset is measured by using bottom line, I think profit after tax. accordingly, it is prepared on return of total asset is measured using actual basis figures, whereas cash flow statement is based on by actual movement of cash and cash equivalent, and return of total asset is based on actual basis figures. Therefore, I want to see whether there is a relationship between these two figures and to these variables. And through the internet, I found a lot of research has been done in foreign countries, but in Sri Lanka, such research we can hardly find this type of research. So I want to apply this to Sri Lankan companies and see whether there is a relationship between cash flow and financial performance in Sri Lankan manufacturing companies.
Okay, now it is clear that your research problem is whether there is a relationship between cash flows and financial performance of food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka. Okay.
So next I read some article published in internet by various authors who have done research in this area, and what they have done and how they have made their conclusion, what sort of variable they have selected, and accordingly I have mentioned the other researchers what have they done in this type of research. Shall I explain?
Yes, good.
So one is Frank and James in 2014 carried out research, and they have also used return on total asset and operating and investment and financial cash flows for their research. In their research also they use return on total asset as dependent variable and cash flows as independent variable, and finally they concluded that there is a significant positive relationship between cash flow and corporate performance in food and beverage companies. And in another research, the second paragraph another research I think in 2050, I think I cannot read the name, Kani and Ali in 2014 they mentioned that there is a significant relationship between market value and cash flows. In their research, what they did was they tried to find the relationship between cash flow and market value of shares. Market value of shares in Iran. And in China also they have another research has been done, and they have to find the relationship between cash flow and financial performance in real estate companies in Sri Lanka, and they have used regression analysis to find the relationship, and they have concluded that the study revealed that the free cash flow of a company is negatively linear correlated to financial performance. In like that, I have mentioned several research. So finally, what I have mentioned is we can find this type of research we can very hardly find this type of research in Sri Lanka. Therefore, I want to do in Sri Lankan context and see whether what sort of relationship is there.
Okay, can you explain that your objective now, research objective?
So there are several objectives. The board objective of the study is to examine the relationship between cash flow and corporate performance in food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka. And in addition to specific objectives is whether there is a relationship between there is a relationship between operating cash flow and corporate performance. And the second specific objective is there is a relationship or correlation between investing cash flows and corporate performance. And the third specific objective is whether there is a relationship in between cash flows and corporate performance in food whether there is a relationship between financing cash flows and corporate performance in food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka.
Okay, it is very much clear now. In preparation of the cash flows, we know that we divided the cash flows into operating cash flows, investing cash flows, and financing cash flows. Therefore, now your objective is clear, categorized into three: operating cash flows as a relationship between the operating cash flows and corporate performance, and instead of correlation, that is also you should write that relationship, that you should use that same word in the second objective too. And the third one is that financing and corporate performance. Yes, it is clear. Now uh, then go to the research methodology. Hypothesis is clear.
Uh, so let me talk about research methodology.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So then I have selected latest, actually what I am going to, I have mentioned here, latest 5-year audited financial statement of 6 listed food and beverage companies in Colombo Stock Exchange for the research. And I am going to use secondary data, and financial performance is measured in terms of return on total asset, and it is considered as the dependent variable, and cash flows are considered to be independent variable. So, and I am going to use multiple regression analysis to see what sort of relationship is there.
Okay, good. That is clear.
So
That your conceptual framework is independent variable, operating cash flows, financing cash flows, and investing cash flows, and return on assets.
yeah,
Then how do you measure that operating cash flows?
I take now cash flow statement of all the companies, and I table it, and return on total assets of our companies, and according to using SPSS package, I will take data to the regression analysis.
Now, how do you value that operating cash flows? Now, for example, now financing cash flows, there are many financial cash flows. How do you
Value.
give marks for that? That you have to convert that into figures, no? To put that SPSS. Is there any methodology?
I will take the operating cash flow figure from the
Raw figure.
figure, yes, figure from the cash flow statement.
The raw figure, I don't know whether that you have to go again the literature and see whether that you can. Now,
Yeah.
for example, now one beverage company 100,000. You take that 100,000 figure
Yeah.
and ROI figure. You cannot get that results.
Yeah.
You have to convert into the common format, giving marks or something like that. You are rethink about that. You cannot put, you can put, but you cannot get that good results at the end. Or you have to find out that high cash flows, low cash flows, or something like that.
Like percentage of asset, like now in to meaningful
Yeah.
form.
Again, yeah. Then go to the literature and try to find out what they did. Okay. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kumara. Now, yeah, in this research, actually that the topic is clear: cash flow and financial performance of food and beverage companies in Sri Lanka. And financial performance is evaluated by taking the ROA. Am I correct? Yes, ROA, and cash flows, operating cash flows, and the financing cash flows and investing cash flows. Yeah, objective is clear, to see whether there is a relationship between cash flows and the financial performance. And hypothesis, three hypotheses developed. through that operating cash flows, financing cash flows, and investing cash flows. That is clear. And dependent variables and independent variables are cleared. Financial performance is that dependent variables, and independent variables are three cash flows. Only the problem is that how to convert that cash flows, different cash flows, into the how do you value that operating, financing, and investing cash flows. The valuation, but he suggested to put that raw figure, exact raw figures as operating cash flows, exact figures as ROA. But again, I suggested to go back to the literature and see whether that how that other people value this operating cash flows, and uh, instead of putting the raw figures, how they uh, prepare, how they value that each and every cash flows. Okay, that's the main problem in this research proposal. Otherwise, that objectives, methodology, hypothesis, and the justification. In the justification also that you have to mention why you selected the food and beverage companies. That is much important. He has not highlighted why he selected food and beverage companies instead of manufacturing companies, financing companies, hotels, or something like that. There are many. Then, but he has to justify why he selected food and beverage companies especially. Therefore, now in the introduction, he has to mention, and the also methodology, he has to mention why he selected that area, what is the problem in that area. It's much important. Okay. Otherwise, that you can go ahead and find you can finalize that your proposal, and the first draft of your final proposal will be again, you can, if you want, if we have time, that we will provide you again at the end before final presentation. He can do another presentation and see whether it is suitable for the uh, master level research proposal. Okay, thank you very much. And next, number 7 is ready for presentation. Number 16. Number 6. Number 27, 46. Number 60. You uploaded to here? This top. The 27. No. This one? No. Number 6. Number 7, you have not submitted for any Dropbox. For in the meantime, that don't submit that all activity, then it is confused. Can you please resubmit to the today's Dropbox? Okay. In the meantime, we can take another presentation. I know that Douglas is ready for the presentation, but he has not submitted that correct Dropbox. Now he is submitting to the correct Dropbox. In the meantime, we can take another one. And Emmanuel, number 26. Are you ready for the presentation? Now he is online. Emmanuel, are you ready for the presentation?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Douglas, you resubmit your proposal to the today's Dropbox. Then it is. Number 46, 27, number 6. Your one is not here, any Dropbox. Please,
I
clear about that all student. This is for the whole student. There are you
I
go to the
I upload.
LMS pages. In the LMS pages, now we are in the week number. You see the date first, and now today is January 22nd. January 22nd,
Sir,
go to the relevant,
sir,
the page,
sir,
yeah, 21st to 27, the presentations today, today's presentation. You have to submit all your presentation. If you are going to present today, your document should be submitted to this presentation Dropbox. Otherwise, lot of presentation Dropbox are available everywhere. Don't submit the other Dropboxes. Then it is confused. If you are going to submit today, 22nd coming under this slot, and the Dropbox is today's presentation. Today means today,
sir,
22nd. Therefore, just open the today presentation.
I already upload the draft
Yeah, somewhere
proposals.
you cannot upload that here and there. There are a lot of Dropboxes. Then how can I find the Dropboxes?
Okay, sir.
I am a teacher.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you want, you submit and say, then I am ready for the presentation. How can I find that your document? There are 5, 6, 10, 15 Dropboxes are available. You have to follow that instruction. Please, student, please, my dear friends, submit your relevant Dropbox. Don't submit here and there. Okay, if you are ready, then please submit first to the relevant Dropbox. Otherwise, I cannot find.
Okay, sir. Sorry, I'll
Okay,
upload that
then
today.
now, Emmanuel, where is your document?
There's a draft proposal. I upload the draft proposal.
Where is the final research draft?
Yes.
We'll see. Is that 26?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you see now that your document?
Yes, sir.
Impact of application of cost accounting practices on financial performance of small and medium scale manufacturing firms in eastern province of Sri Lanka. Is that correct, Emmanuel?
Yes. Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. Okay, you can start now.
My topic is, sir, the impact of application of cost accounting practice on financial performance of small and medium scale manufacturing firms in eastern province of Sri Lanka. So under the topics, I want to study cost accounting practice on financial performance of small medium scale manufacturing firm in eastern province. So sample size is eastern province manufacturing small medium manufacturing firms. So under the introduction part, mainly the financial performance is depending many factors. So under the cost accounting techniques is the most predictable factors for the financial performance. So under the cost accounting system practice, there are several dimensions are there. Under the cost accounting practice, so when the management accounting under the management accounting, there are more vital area of cost accounting techniques. So my research problem is the Sri Lankan in the Sri Lankan growth and expansion of small medium enterprises are constrained by problem emanating from the product and factors, market and the regulatory system they operate in. These problems fall into broad area of access to finance, physical infrastructure, level of technological, regulatory framework, access to information and advice, access to market, business development services, industrial relations and labor legislation, and intellectual property rights. So under the, in addition, the cost accounting is a part of the management accounting. Management accounting is the information to provide the management to formulating the policies and planning and controlling the activities of the enterprise. So under this, the decision under this, there is some issues are there. Disclosure to the external to the entity, disclosure to the employee, safeguarding asset, obtaining the controlling asset. So under this problem, we have to consider cost accounting practice is one of the solution those problem. So and also many research suggest a extensive cost system enhance the decision to make process and thereby could improve the financial performance. Under the relationship, I want to study there is a relationship among the cost accounting techniques and the financial performance of the small medium scale manufacturing industry in Eastern Province. And my research question, there is a 3 research questions arrives. What extent the level of cost accounting techniques are practiced in the small and medium scale industry in the Eastern Province. And another is what extent the level of financial performance of small and medium scale industry in the Eastern Province. And finally is there a relationship between cost accounting techniques and financial performance of small and medium scale industry in the Eastern Province. Under the 3 questions, there are...
Okay, please stop. Now here it is clear. Now the research, the topic and the research question, very good. And the question is clear. Cost accounting techniques are practiced, the first one, and the level of financial performance of small scale, small and medium scale industries, clear. And finally, is there any relationship between cost accounting techniques and the financial performance? Very good. And research questions are clear. Okay, now can you please explain the objectives?
Under this, there are 3 objectives are available. The main is the find out the level of the cost accounting techniques are practiced in the small and medium scale industries in Eastern Province, and also to find out the financial performance in small and medium scale industry in the Eastern Province. So under this, they find out the relationship between the cost accounting techniques and financial performance of small medium scale industry in the Eastern Province.
Okay,
these are my research objectives.
Yeah, now it is very clear about that your questions and the objectives. Objectives are very much in par with that your the research questions. Objective is level of cost accounting techniques, to level of find out the level of cost accounting techniques and level of financial performance, and to find out the relationship. Yes, clear. Everyone knows now the your objectives and the questions. And can you go to the sampling framework and methodology?
And sampling method, I select the census department statistic. Under the census department, there are population. Under the population, 668 small medium scale enterprise manufacturers are in the Eastern Province. Under the population, sampling method is quota, and I also submit that sample framework also. I selecting 100 sample for the small medium scale of manufacturing industries.
Okay. And conceptual framework?
And conceptual framework. Under the conceptual framework, I want to study the relationship between the cost accounting practice and the financial performance. Under the conceptual framework, the cost accounting techniques, under this, dimensions are I decided to test budgetary practice, marginal costing techniques, inventory management, cost ascertainment, pricing, standard costing, and variance analysis. This is an independent variable, and dependent variable financial performance. Under the financial performance, I evaluate the average sales growth rate and also average asset growth rate and also average the net profit rate. My methodology method is to find the through the questionnaire. I evaluate this relationship between the cost accounting techniques and financial performance.
Okay, now it is little bit unclear about that financial performance. Now cost accounting techniques are clear, but in measurements of the financial performance, you take the three measurements. One is sales growth rate, asset growth rate, and net profit growth rate. And which one is? Are you going to average those three and put into the SPSS to find out that the financial performance? Because that financial performance should be in as one figure. How do you take that one figure?
I measure for the percentage of the sales growth rate and asset growth rate and also net profit growth rate.
Yeah, that's correct. Sales, then you will find the three figures.
Yes.
Three figures in one company.
Yes. I calculate this sales growth rates are last current sales minus last year's sales.
No. Emmanuel, please listen to me. Yes. Now, if you find that sales growth rate, there's a one figure. And asset growth rate, again one figure. Net profit rate, it is one figure. And which one you take as the financial performance? Both three get together and average it, or three separately?
Three separately, sir. But
then separately you have to find out that correlation as dependent variable, three dependent variables.
No, sir. I averagely overall financial performance should be collected because, sir, I measure for the liquor scale because 5 liquors below 5% and 10% to 50% and 20% to 20% above. These are my.
Then there are three figures. No, that's the problem. For example, now it is by taking that three measurement for dependent variables, then it is very difficult to conclude that. For example, now sales growth rate may be high, but your net profit rate may be low. Then you confuse with that financial performance. That's why I asked. Therefore, the researcher should decide. It is very easy if you take only the one measurement for the financial performance, dependent variable.
Right.
If you take only one three, you may be in trouble for conclusion. Because SPSS, for regression, you have to put that only one figure as financial performance.
Right.
You cannot put that three figures, but you can put. But again, you have to do much more analysis.
Right.
According to my knowledge. Therefore, please double check whether that you can put that three figures or not. Okay. The dependent variables are clear. As you said, the all are Likert scale or something like that. You can put into the analysis. But the dependent variables is the problem. Therefore, please double check. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then that's all. Literature, okay. Okay, that part is you have already finalized. Very good. Well, we'll see that financial performance again. You explained the financial performance.
Under the financial performance, calculate for the average, sir. percentage wise average I calculate, sir.
No, that's okay, but again, the profitability average, you get that one
That
figure. Am I correct?
I am also that part is confused.
Yes, that's why that I take again and again the efficiency. Then it is better you finalize with that efficiency or the performance as one figure. Then you can compare
I'm
with
don't.
that your efficiency or performance with that independent other cost accounting techniques. It is very easy.
And also I show
Or
the
double check, okay?
search also there. I show that one also very difficult to find out that financial performance and that part.
Okay, now again there's another problem, and there are many young researchers doing this the error. Now you are always that you everywhere you explain as financial performance. Okay, am I correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay, everywhere you explain that financial performance. Then 2.7.3 you jump into now efficiency. Efficiency is different from the performance. There are a lot of definitions are there for the efficiency. Efficiency means that the productivity, efficient product
Productivity.
line. Okay, the performance is
Okay.
different from the efficiency. There are a lot
Efficient.
of definitions. Therefore, don't jump here and there and say now I am going to check that efficiency. No, you are going to check that, analyze that financial performance. Financial
Fine.
performance is different from efficiency. Therefore, don't use that consistently apply one word that your word is financial performance, not efficiency. Therefore,
Yeah.
don't change the word in middle. Okay,
Fine.
you continuously
Okay.
apply the word financial
Fine.
performance. Okay, don't
Okay,
change.
sir.
Okay, now you see that you change the word just efficiency. Efficiency is different from financial performance. You go to the definition and you can find. Okay, other parts are okay, I think. And
No. Overall okay, okay, sir.
okay, all are okay. And also, I did then some research. It is available in the
Yes.
internet too.
Yes. Yes, I saw that one, sir.
Did you find?
Yes, I find that one.
Okay, and go some if you need that you take that information too. Okay, thank you very much,
Okay.
Emmanuel.
Thank,
That's
thank you,
very
sir.
good. And actually, that by doing few, you take my comments and incorporate that
Right.
comments into your proposal, and you can finalize your proposal and submit on time at the end of February. Okay, thank you very
Okay,
much.
sir. Okay, sir. Thanks. Okay.
And Douglas, are you ready now? Did you submit? Where is your one? No, tell me that I want to download first. Today's proposal. Now you resubmit. Okay, I'll see. New validated corporate governance. When you submit that your document, Please save as number 7, not new edited. What is this? Otherwise, we cannot find. Okay. It's number 7, Douglas.
So my topic is corporate governance and corporate failures and survey analysis. I selected that topic because of it is very important to identify the nature of the relationship, the significance of the factors and magnitude of the factors in order to solve the problem, financial distress associated with the firm. This identifies problems, identify the extent of healthiness and level of the financial distress of the firm using corporate governance attributes and financial characteristics. For that, I am going to use as corporate governance attributes outside directors, CEO changes as a percentage, credit ownership, creditors ownership, block ownership, board size. Not only that, I am going to use as financial factors, financial risk, interest coverage ratio, operations risk, liquidity and profitability ratio, and market perception. This is my justification. There are a lot of evidence that many companies were failed in Sri Lanka due to bad corporate governance mechanism. Therefore, this is led to study the influence of corporate governance and its failures. This research will help to identify the relationship, financial distress, and corporate governance and financial characteristics. Then it can be identified which factors are significant relationship with financial distress. My objective is to check the relationship of the survival likelihood of the firm within the financial distress situation. Second one, examine the nature of relationship, financial characteristics, and corporate governance attribute. And third one, examine the significance of corporate governance attributes and financial characteristics of the persons of relationship with the financial distress situation. I'm going to select the samples as from annual report which is listed company of CS Sri Lanka from 2010 to 2015, which are less than 1. Ratio of the less than 1. The ratio is corporate cash operation cash flow divided by current liability, which is less than 1.
Yes.
The theory of the icon, the board size, or other stuff I can principle of the corporate governance.
Can you explain that the conceptual framework?
Yes, I can explain. Primarily, I studied primary studies and get the sample selection, which is I already explained, and data collection from CSC, listed companies from CSC, and corporate variable and financial indicators. Using above explain financial indicators and analysis.
Okay, Douglas, good. Now it is clear Then it's a common research. Everyone knows that corporate governance and the corporate financial failure. Okay, okay, see, I will explain. And it is corporate governance techniques are available. He has collected many articles regarding the corporate governance and corporate failure. And the sample is here. And only the problem is that corporate failure. How do you measure the corporate failure? How do you measure the corporate failure? Okay. Uh, No, that part is correct, but I asked that financial performance part, financial failure. How do you measure the failure? Based on the profit or based on the sales growth or which one? How do you say that there's a failure in that particular company? Profitability. Yeah, that's why I asked. Profit, based on profit. Okay. Okay, clear. That is common topic. The articles are available, research articles are everywhere, and you finalize and write in a very good format and resubmit it into the final draft proposal at the end of February. Okay, thank you very much. And we have another one, number 26. Okay, we'll take little break for tea and come back 10 minutes time and take number 26. There are few students. Number 56 and 46 is ready. 56 and 46. 56 Dharmaratna and 46 Bandara. Are you ready? Bandara? Yeah, we'll take that 10 minutes break for tea and come back and we'll see that they are online. Thank you very much. MAU Dharmaratna, are you ready for the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you please tell me that your first name?
Anupama.
Anupama. Okay. Anupama.
Yes.
Okay. Now, yes. Okay. Start.
Sir, the topic I'm doing for the research is effect of internet banking on the financial performance of commercial banks in Sri Lanka. The introduction is that banking industry has been in a process of significant transformation, and according to Aduda and Kingo 2012, the force behind this transformation is innovation in information technologies. So the internet technology holds the potential to actually fundamentally change the banks and the banking industry. So Sullivan 2000 states that internet may level the playing field by allowing all banks to easily offer innovative products and access new customers. And Aduda and Kingo further states that introduction of electronic banking has improved banking efficiency in rendering services to customers. But there is an extreme view speculates that internet will destroy old models of how bank services are developed and delivered. So Veerasekara and Abegunawardena 2011 explains that with the rapid advancement in technology, the demand for the traditional bank branches will no longer exist in the near future. And according to our central bank, as at December 2015, the banking sector comprised 25 licensed commercial banks. So even though banking services are widely spread in Sri Lanka, there has been very little research conducted on the internet banking in Sri Lanka. So that is the importance in my research, that it understands the effect of internet banking on the financial performance of commercial banks in Sri Lanka. So my research problem is, does internet banking have an effect on the financial performance of commercial banks in Sri Lanka? Significance of my study is that now we can see that most of the banks are trying to engage in internet banking activities, and banks actually represent a major part of our economy. So I want to find out whether there is a relationship between the usage of internet banking and the financial performance, or why banks are so eager to invest in internet banking. Is it because it improves the performance? That's what I want to find out.
Okay,
And
now it is clear about that your research problem. The internet banking have an effect on the financial performance of commercial banks in Sri Lanka.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that internet banking, can you define it at what do you mean by the internet banking?
Internet banking is the like the online banking system that is offered to customers. They can deposit, they can do any transaction using internet banking. From their home or anywhere in the world, they can do internet banking. And I am measuring internet banking in terms of the number of banking transactions and the investment made in internet banking. Those are the two independent variables in my study, sir.
Okay, now yeah, that is clear. That I want to clarify that whether that your internet banking go further to the online banking. That internet, sometimes that internet banking is defined as somewhere. Now, not only for that, by going through that online banking system, but even though that ATM system also called that internet banking, some part of that internet banking, because that even though that we withdraw money or deposit money through that the ATM, that goes to the internet. That's also
Yes,
some
sir.
part. That's also called as internet banking. Therefore, instead of taking that online, that's called that the online banking, but it is better to go further, because otherwise that some banking still they do not provide that internet facilities.
Yes, sir.
For the customers, and
Yes.
and also that the introduced by the internet bank, that what you define as internet banking is started by the many banks very recently.
Recently, yes, sir.
Very recently in the People's Bank, I know only that 3 or 4 years
4 years
before
ago,
they
yes.
started that internet, what you define internet banking. But for the other, if you go to the broad way that internet banking, even we all know the Sampath Bank started their ATM machine, the transaction methodology in 2005 or the 15 years
Back.
15-20 years before.
Yes.
Therefore, you can get the very good results, but if you define that internet banking as Broadway, not limited to
Right.
the
Online banking.
online banking, yes,
Right, sir.
because
I
that
will incorporate
all
that.
materials, all informations are available. If you collect that the central bank reports last 20
Yes.
years, you can download it. Last 20 years, there are some parts uh, available, some chapter available for banking performance under that the internet banking sector,
Yes.
not defined as internet banking, they called as some virtual banking transaction or something like that. If you go further, you can find that many information instead of that limited to the internet banking transactions. Okay.
Right. I will incorporate that, sir.
Okay, you
Then,
consider that. Uh, and
then I
again,
can
that
get a
there's a
better result.
problem of the financial performance. You take the financial performance dependent variable, return ROA and ROE.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the morning session too that I have explained one of your friends, which one is the final one. How do you measure the financial performance? By taking two variables. Then ROA will find the one figure. ROE
Yes.
will find another figure. And
Yes. When I'm doing the analysis, I think yes, that could lead to a problem.
no analysis, which one you take? ROA
I
or ROE or both?
ROA is the, I think, most suitable one for this research,
Then
sir.
why you put that ROE?
Uh,
You have two variables under the
yes.
financial performance. That's why I asked
Yes.
this question.
Yes. Yes. I will take only one variable, sir.
No. If I say that take one, don't take one. If, what is the reason? You argue with me. No, I take two and this, I average it and take that result.
Now, when I'm doing the SPSS analysis, sir, I can assign to like 1 and 2
One and two
for
separately.
separately for ROA figure and ROE figure.
Then there's no meaning of that. We all know that ROA and ROE, not much differences. Not much differences in the banking sector organizations. Okay?
I can take the average of these two
ROA,
figures.
get the figure,
ROE.
ROE, get the figure and
Get
average
the,
it.
yes.
No meaning. But you go to the literature review and see whether that anyone take that type of analysis. No, they don't take. Therefore, don't jump and say now I will take the average, I take that average and I take one by one or something like that. You go to the literature and see whether that other researchers, how they apply. Okay, then
Right, sir.
justify it, then that's why that there's a problem of taking that two figures. Therefore,
Right.
but if you want that you can separate dependent variables as ROA and dependent variables as ROE, then two results comes, then after the two results, then you can analyze it. It doesn't matter. But you justify why you take ROA and why you take ROE and why you take the both. Okay?
Right,
Go to
sir.
the literature
Right.
and find there's a problem in that area.
Right.
Okay? Don't
Okay,
jump
sir.
and answer now. You cannot do it. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Now other ones are okay, fine, uh, and you can finalize your proposal next couple of weeks.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank you
much,
very
sir.
much, Anupama, and
Thank you,
continue
sir.
your work and concentrate on my comments and incorporate whatever you want. Okay. Thank
Right.
you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, what is your number?
Sir, 46.
46. 46. Did you submit that your proposal?
Yes, sir.
Where is it? 46 is here. Bandar.
Yes, sir, yes. Mahinda
Bandar.
Bandara.
Okay. Bandar, you can start.
Yes, sir. So my topic is relationship between credit risk management determinants and the financial performance of the State Commercial Bank of Sri Lanka. The study analyzed relationship between credit risk management determinants and the financial performance of State Commercial Bank of Sri Lanka by examining the relationship between the credit risk management determinants reflected by the banking soundness index indicators, CAMEL. That means capital adequacy, asset quality, management efficiency, earning, and the liquidity and financial performance of the bank, using multiple regression to analyze the data.
Now wait. Don't jump here and there. Don't
Yes,
jump
sir.
here and there. Go. No, not going. You have 10 minutes to present your document. Plus, we have you please explain that your research problem.
So my objective of the research, whether there is a relationship between the credit risk management determinants and the performance of the State Commercial Bank of Sri Lanka.
Yes, clear. And why you do this research? It is justify that. What is the problem? That is much important. Now, if you follow that other presenters, they always we ask that question: why you do this research?
So banks mostly depends on the risk. The major risk is the credit risk.
Okay.
There are so many risks. The major risk is the credit risk. Therefore, I want to check whether there is the most impact to the performance of the bank by credit risk.
Yeah, we all know that credit risk is much important in the banks, and financial performance, there's an impact on the financial performance for the credit risk.
Yes,
Then
sir.
you cannot say that therefore it is important, therefore I do this research. You have to analyze, you have to provide that the information and say that there's a problem in the banks, but in the credit risk. That is the problem.
Yes.
Then therefore I do this research to find out whether there is a relationship between credit risk and financial performance. We all know that credit risk is important, financial performance, that will affect the financial performance. Everyone knows. Therefore, it is obvious. The obvious questions, you cannot do a research. You don't do a research because everyone knows. Therefore, you have to provide some information. Provide some information that there is a problem in state commercial banks nowadays. Okay? That part is missing in your proposal. Therefore, concentrate on that part and incorporate justification of your problem. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
Okay?
you, sir.
Right.
Sir,
Okay.
my
Now,
sample
your
is
objective is clear.
yes.
Your
So
objective
my
is clear. And can you please explain that the conceptual framework? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, can you explain what are these that the multi-collinear? You did the research or you completed?
Yes, sir. But I have missed conceptual framework, sir.
No. I asked that whether results and discussions are available. You completed your research?
No, somewhat, sir.
No, I
not
don't
the
think
final
that,
one.
because still it should be in the. I don't know whether you did or you copy somewhere. There's a problem because now still we are doing the proposal stage. If you want to continue your research, you have to go to the next year. Now
Yes,
we don't need that results. We don't expect results in this stage.
Yes,
Therefore, I don't know whether you did or any other person did it. There's a doubt. Therefore, now what you need that they produce the conceptual framework. Without conceptual framework, you cannot do a research. Everything is perfect. You have to explain the methodology. And how do you do? Yes, explain the methodology.
So target population for this study constitute two commercial bank because they are covering the nearly 60% of the industry. Therefore, I selected two commercial bank, and this research used secondary data was collected from the respective banks.
Yeah, what is your independent variables? What are your dependent variables and independent variables?
Independent variable is credit risk management. Dependent variable is financial performance of the state commercial banks.
Okay, dependent variable financial performance. How do you measure the financial performance of the commercial bank? Measurement?
So ROE, return on equity, return on asset, credit adequacy ratio, or capital adequacy ratio.
Okay, again there's a problem. Now, previously, have you heard that previous presentation and previous two presentation I have mentioned? If you take that two or more than three variables in dependent variables, you may be in trouble, because which figure you have to take at the final, ROA or ROE or any other variable. You have mentioned three variables. Which one is that you take?
So these are the indicators covering the performance of the bank.
Yes, I know that. Please listen to me, my question.
Yes, sir.
Financial performance can be measured by ROA, ROE or any other measurements. Which one you prefer to take?
Sir, ROA.
ROA. And that's clear, no?
Yes, sir.
That's clear. That
Yes, sir.
don't take that many variables for dependent variables. You may be in trouble. You just say that ROA, ROE. These are words. But you need to take, I don't know whether how you analyze this one. This analysis and other methodology part is incorrect. Therefore, don't delete that part. That you said that now ROA. ROA is clear. Take that ROA and measure the financial performance. That is clear. Then go to the independent variables. What are the independent variables? You said that it is a risk, bank credit risk. What are the variables for measure?
Non-performing, yes, sir. Non-performing lending ratio, sir. NPA ratio.
NPV.
NPA, non-performing lending.
Non-performing loan ratio.
Loan ratio, sir.
That's only one.
Only one, sir.
But in your literature you have mentioned many. But you have mentioned the CAMEL. You know CAMEL? What are the variables in CAMEL? It is clearly mentioned that they use CAMEL. You know the CAMEL?
Yes, sir. Capital adequacy.
You don't know.
No, sir. Capital adequacy.
That's a doubt. You say that you don't know CAMEL, but you have explained it.
Sir.
Therefore, you may be in trouble. You may copy somewhere. We know that everyone knows. If you take that CAMEL has 5 measurements. AMEL. 5 measurements. Then you have to take that 5 measurements as independent variables. That everyone knows. Everyone knows. If you read that the CAMEL based research, you can find that variable. Credit risk measurement by using the CAMEL. Okay?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Then you said that only that NPL, you take that NPL. Your methodology says performance by CAR, NPL, CIR, ROA and LCR. I don't know what are these. Then that's why that you get caught. You copy somewhere. Don't do that work. You do the research and based on that you present it. Otherwise you are You all are telling lies because you said that you take only NPL, but in your regression formula it says CAR, NPL, CIR and LCR. What are these? Tell me that. You don't have answer now. Okay, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, come. Don't do copy and come here and present. We all know everyone. Everyone knows that. If you do something, if there's an error, we can correct it. But if you copy and come here and present, you said telling something and your document says something, then everyone knows that you copy, plagiarism. If you want to learn, you start with, don't copy and learn. That's not good. Okay, next one.
Sir, I'm Shobana. Can I present now, sir?
Yes, Sundaralingam.
Yes, sir.
Baby Sundaralingam.
Soundaralingam, yes, sir.
Soundaralingam, okay. Okay, now, what is your number, please?
22.
22. Wait 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
What is your first name, please?
Shobana Soundaralingam.
Shobana.
First name Shobana. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I call her Shobana.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now start.
My topic is a study on the value relevance of accounting information, the impact on investors' decision in manufacturing companies. It means this study investigates the value relevance of accounting information and their impact on stock price. This study specifically focuses on manufacturing companies in Colombo Stock Exchange, Sri Lanka over the 5-year period from 2011 to 2015. In 2016, there are 294 companies registered in Colombo Stock Exchange. It represents 20 business sectors, in which my research study focused on manufacturing sector, because according to the CAC report, the manufacturing sector contributes more to the market capitalization than other sectors. Secondly, the banking sector. So this research study specifically focused on manufacturing sector. Here the basic idea of the research is how the information provided by financial statement provides value addition to the investor's decision making and how it has an impact on stock price. So these are the basic idea of my research. If I go to my problem statement, first I have to justify why the manufacturing sector is important, because according to the CAC report, the market capitalization is contributed by manufacturing sector more than other sectors. Then in financial statement, the financial statements are the major medium between the stakeholders and the company, because the information provided by financial statements are very useful for the stakeholders, and investors are the major stakeholders. They seek more information. From that information only they are taking decisions. The investors wants to know whether the company will grow in future, whether their money will be utilized in a good manner, in a profitable manner. For that they are seeking a reliable and relevant information. If that information is relevant and reliable only, it will add value to the information, and that information will be useful and it will helpful for the decision makers. So in financial statement there are two types of information. The first one is accounting information and the second one is non-accounting information. In other words, we can say the financial information and non-financial information. The financial information are information which can be measured by monetary terms and that are useful for the investors. Non-accounting information is also useful, but they cannot be measured using in monetary terms. For this purpose, accounting information or financial information is useful for the investors for their decision making. So, if the accounting information should be effective, that should be relevant and reliable. According to the Hendricks research in 1976, for financial reporting to be effective, accounting information should be completed as relevant and reliable. And the primary purpose of the financial statement is to provide information about a company in order to make better decisions for users, particularly to the investors. So
Okay,
it should
now,
also...
Shobana,
Yes, sir.
now, your research question is, can you please explain the research question?
Okay, sir. If I want to explain my research question, I'm going to say some little words about my conceptual framework. My dependent variable is
just say that question. It is unclear about me.
Okay, question. Is there any impact of the EPS on stock price of manufacturing companies in Colombo Stock Exchange? And is there any impact of ROE, return on equity, on stock price of manufacturing companies in Colombo Stock Exchange? Then what is the impact of net asset value per share of manufacturing companies in Colombo Stock Exchange? These
Okay,
three
now
are
it
my
is
research
clear
questions.
that all three, EPS, ROE, and net asset
value per share.
All these are called the accounting information, not non-accounting information. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Correct,
Yeah,
sir.
but you call about that non-accounting information, figures involvement information. EPS, ROE, NAPVS, VPS, all are figure involved information. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. You are correct.
Yeah. Now it is okay, but EPS, ROE, and it is obvious nowadays. You can continue, but if you take some more, the research question, 2 questions, whether accounting informations are impact on the stock prices, 2, whether non-accounting information are impact on stock prices. Because I say this, there are two research questions based on your justification. You explain that accounting and non-accounting information. Therefore, if you can change that your research question into 2, one is accounting information, other one is non-accounting information.
Okay, sir.
Okay? But EPS,
Okay,
ROE, all are accounting information. Because nowadays, you know that these are, and also these are called the compulsory information available in the financial statement. But non-accounting information nowadays, that is called the voluntary disclosure requirement. Many companies disclose many other items that are called voluntary disclosures, voluntary disclose information. Because if you can concentrate on that voluntary disclosures, that your research proposal is more validity than that only for the basic principles information.
Sir,
Okay?
I have a question, sir. If I take 2 research questions, the first should be, is there any impact on accounting information? Likewise, the first question should be, and then the second question should be regarding non-accounting information.
Yes. Then under the accounting information, you can take as variables EPS, ROE, NAP, VPS. Okay?
Okay, so it's clear now.
Non-accounting information, you can find that the voluntary disclosure requirement, many.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you want.
That environmental accounting, those informations.
Yes. Okay?
Okay,
Then
sir,
there's more value to your research proposal.
Yes, sir, you are right, sir.
Okay. Then you go to the conceptual framework.
In my conceptual framework, the dependent variable is stock price and independent variable is value relevance of accounting information.
Okay, now you have to change it, value relevance accounting instead of accounting information, value relevance of information. And one
Okay.
is accounting information, two is non-accounting information.
Information.
And under the accounting
Under-
information, you take EPS, net asset value, ROE, and non-accounting information, take that one. Okay? It's clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it's clear. I'll change.
But you
sir.
can continue this research too. No, I put some more valuable information to your research proposal. If you like, you can take, or otherwise you can continue. No problem.
Yes, sir. If I correct now itself, it will be helpful for my next year, sir, for my research.
Yes. Then don't say correct, because this is also correct. But if you want to incorporate my comments, you have many. You can sell your proposal to the commercial sector. Okay. 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 Then the measurement is clear, and the measurements, stock prices. How do you take the stock prices? Or 1 year or period, or 5-year period?
Periods, a 5-year period from 2011 to 2015.
Then stock prices. How do you value the stock price? Average of stock price or which one? That is
Average
much
of
important.
stock price. Average of stock price.
Average, don't take average, because stock prices, there are more. If you take that last 5 years stock prices, if you take the average, that is not a problem. Again, I say that it is not a problem. You can take the average, but there are a lot of statistical techniques to take that the exact stock prices during the last 5 years. Okay, the models are available. Therefore, take one model and take that prices last 5 years instead of taking the simple average.
Simple average.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Simple
I'll
average
take
is
that.
not value, no values.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay,
And,
sir.
that's all. Then what is the measurement statistical techniques you use? Regression.
Yes, sir. Regression.
Regression is simple, but if you take that many more statistical techniques to analyze that stock price, that is much important.
Correlation. Correlation analysis.
Correlation, and that is okay. That is for the research. No? For that part, stock price, measurement of stock price, you take many, because I cannot explain now. I don't have much knowledge, but you may find. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you very much. Not bad.
Thank
Very
you
good.
very much, sir.
Okay.
Thank
You
you, sir.
incorporate that
Thank
my
you.
comments and
Sure, sir.
submit that your final proposal at the end of February.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much, Robina.
sir. Thank you.
Oh, anyone going to submit now? Yes, in front of me there's one student. Are you ready? Now we are going to close now. 12 o'clock. Any student? Because there are few students promised to submit today, but we don't provide you the appointment next week. For number 24, Chitra Chintani. Number 34, Premaratna. Number 35, Vijayaratna. Vavalagi, number 44, Tilakaratna, number 52, number 64, Namal, number 68, Srivardhana. I put that cross mark in front of your name, that means you have not presented. That but I have mentioned, those who have not presented. Number 52. 52, your name? Ruan Tilakaratne is going to present now. Yes, come here. Now, it's not submitted this document. Anyway, I asked him to the last minute. He just want to present his idea. Okay, thank you. And Tilakaratna, yes, you can start now.
Yeah, okay. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My research proposal is based on the impact of corporate governance on the firm's performance. The corporate governance is a mandatory requirement because the directors of the organization, they are based on the agency rule. They have a fiduciary responsibility towards the stakeholders of the organization, even in accordance with Companies Act number 7 of 2007. So my research proposal is towards adherence to corporate governance measures will exactly support the organization's performance. There are many researches which has been conducted. In my literature review, I have selected about 3 materials. One is very good research which was done by a student who was conducting an MBA. That was a thesis submitted by a student of Victoria Graduate School. Then I have selected for my literature review the corporate governance and accountability mechanism, one of the journal. And there is another journal that I have selected. It was corporate governance and value creation, research that was done by Research Foundation of CFA Institute. So that will help me, this literature review will help me to understand the controversial issues with respect to corporate governance and its impact on the performance of the organization. It will help me to develop hypotheses. It will help me to analyze my research. Moving from the literature review to the conceptual framework, we want to discuss overall what is corporate governance. Traditionally, corporate governance is the agency role, but now it moves from different areas. It moves to different areas, such as corporate social responsibility. It's not only the fiduciary duty of the directors of the organization towards the stakeholders. I would like to evaluate my research by using balance scorecard. One of the key performance indicator of balance scorecard is the financial perspective. So financial perspective will be evaluated based on the return on capital employed, ROCE. If you look at the shareholders' point of view, I will first evaluate the return on capital employed, and if you look at the shareholders' point of view, I would evaluate my performance indicators by using ROE, return on equity.
Okay, now Tilakaratna, what is your first name? Ruan. Now it is clear now corporate governance and the financial performance. Your objective is to see whether there is a relationship between corporate governance and the financial performance. And morning session too, one of the student already submitted that same type of research. No problem, you can do it, but you have to say that how you measure the financial performance.
I will tell you. Yeah. I will select about my sample is about 30 companies. My sample is a representative sample. I will select about 10 listed companies, 10 large scale unlisted companies, and small scales 10 companies. Then I will go through the financial statements, and that will show you, that will give us an insight as to how, to what extent the corporate governance measures have been implemented. Normally in financial statement you see number of the audit committees, the remuneration committees, the board representation, how many non-executive, executive directors are there. So all those are with respect to corporate governance. At the same time, from the point of view of the financial measures, I will see the return on equity or return on capital employed, which will give you a better result. And at the same time, for analysis purposes, to establish the argument that the corporate governance measures and the financial performance have a direct relationship, I will do a correlation analysis to establish the argument or whether it's correct or wrong.
No, I asked that, corporate governance and performance is clear now to do the correlation. But how do you measure that corporate performance of the company?
Yes, so if you see, you compare the companies, the one who has...
No, I asked that how you measure whether this company is better than this company is better, this company is better. How do you measure?
Based on
what?
ROE.
ROE, okay. Based on ROE. Yeah. And corporate governance measurement, what are the measurements?
Corporate governance measurement, audit committees,
okay.
Remuneration committees,
okay.
Board representation,
okay.
Executive and non-executive directors.
Okay.
Then how independent the audit committee is.
Okay. Okay. Those things, and combined with that correlation.
Correlation.
Okay, thank you. And that is much, okay, now it is very good, and also now it is very common topic. Actually, I know that you certainly found that sometimes that you may not refer much literature reviews. By seeing your documents, I could see.
I have in fact gone through only 3.
Yeah, not only 3, that you have to find out that at least more than 10-15 are research articles, because that is common research topic. Then many articles are available even in the library, our library. It is free of charge. Now you go to the e-library today, the Calania University. Therefore, go there and find out many articles. Even you are at home. Okay, you said that you are very busy, therefore you go home and little bit reduce your sleeping time, and today you go to the bed at 10 o'clock, from tomorrow you go to the bed at 12 o'clock, 2 hours are enough. Go to the e-library and collect articles and brush up your research proposal. That's okay, you can do it. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. And now the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students presented today, but there are another 6 students promised to submit, but they did not. I don't know why. Anyway, that we have already given permission to submit that, present that another 7 students, 10 students to next week. Will take priority, will be given to that student, 10 students, and if you have time, we can take that other students' presentation next week. And overall, that's a very good proposals now, not like that previous weeks. Now, little bit improved proposals are coming now. because all are now go here and there and find out that research proposals, research articles, and read it and submit it. Yes, therefore now instead of one student actually submitted that I don't agree. I ask that student to resubmit that his proposal. Don't copy and submit. Don't copy and submit. That's not good. But you can copy. You can read it, all articles, and write in your words. Don't just 100% copy documents to submit here. This is an exam. This is your life exam. Therefore, please don't do it. Okay. Now we'll wind up today's lecture now. Any problems we'll discuss at the next time, next Sunday morning. Thank you very much.